What's up everyone, I'm Tim and this is my channel 40 Times Around, and today we're continuing with my motorcycle trip around the United States to all the national parks. And we're picking up pretty much where we left off after my friend Bob and I took off from Big Bend, Texas. We made it up to Marathon, and while we were sitting there, this pretty cool thing happened. So we were just hanging out in town yesterday, and this older gentleman, Angelo, super nice Italian man, just heart of gold. He approached me as I was on my phone, and he kind of said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you on your phone." I said, No. I wanted to talk to him, you know, when I saw him approaching me, so I put my phone down. He didn't want to bother me, but I said, No, please, how are you doing? And started chatting with him. And pretty quickly, he offered, I asked him if he knew where we could camp. He offered to let us stay at his house. He called it his boat house, which apparently we found out was a joke because there's no water around here. Nobody has boats. They built the extra building next to their main house as an art studio, originally built in the style of a boathouse, with half of it being open, but then they built onto it. It no longer is like a boathouse, but they just kept calling it that. And so he offered to make us pizza, which he did by hand. It was amazing. It's great conversation and dinner, and they had a beautiful, beautiful home. His wife Diane was wonderful, super artistic, just a genuinely nice souls. It was quite a lovely evening. We're gonna head over to Guadalupe Mountains and Carlsbad Caverns. There's gonna be a few days we'll span across this vlog. We just woke up, had some espresso with Angelo and his wife Diane, which was delicious. Yeah, so we're on the hunt to see if we can find a Big Bend sticker, which I think we're probably too far away from by now. So that's kind of a bummer. But I did want to check out this coffee shop while we were here, and probably find a gas station. And looks like we're heading back through Marfa because that's the scenic way to go. So yeah, I'm vlogging, buddy. That one, vlogging.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There wasn't enough time to finish it up in the distance that was. Anyways, we're gonna go grab a coffee and catch you guys in a few. Stick around. So we're currently making our way across Texas, not really across Texas, rather across a portion of Texas, and it is windy as hell today. We're getting blown all over the road, and we're just kind of toughing it out. But anyways, I found this pretty neat roadside attraction that I had heard about, didn't even know it was going to be on this road, and just happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye. The world's smallest Target store. Check this out. So the wind never really did let up. We were seeing winds as high as 20 miles an hour. It was really just blowing us all over the place. The most direct route would have put us on the interstate, and I decided it was best for us to just stay on backcountry 2-lane road. What I didn't realize is that road would quickly turn to dirt. It was quite spectacular, and we had the world to ourselves for several hours. be perfectly honest, Guadalupe Mountains was a bit disappointing. I didn't realize, because I didn't do much research, that the majority of the park was only accessible by either hiking or horseback riding. There's a very short road into the park that takes you to the only campsite that isn't backcountry, and we really didn't have a lot of time to hike around, and so we kind of only got to look at it from a distance. Although it was absolutely beautiful, there just wasn't much to be done there. We found another beautiful dirt road to a campsite where we would be able to sleep for free. Clouds were kind of closing in around us as we pulled into the campsite and set up for the night. We got a ton of wind, a lot of rain, and when we woke up in the morning to a break in the rain, we decided to make a run for it before the road got any more muddy. We quickly tore down camp, bolted down the dirt road, and went to have breakfast while waiting out the storm. After eating, we headed down the road, which was still wet, but the skies were clear for the moment, and we made our ways to the entrance of Carlsbad Caverns. So we just came out of Carlsbad Caverns. I was totally blown away by it. It was pretty cool. I don't know how great the footage came out because it's pretty dark down there. That place is huge and definitely it's worth checking out. It's a pretty nice road into the park too, although very short. And we're getting some pretty crappy weather right now. We actually had to leave our campsite in a super rush to get off the dirt road before it turned into a mud road. We were probably about 2 miles off the road, and we were expecting some pretty bad weather. We actually got a little bit of rain last night. Nothing too bad. Some pretty high winds though. Anyways, I'm trying out this new technique, putting a bike cover over my bike with all my gear on it, to see if that prevents anybody from taking anything. So that we can go and hike. Bob doesn't have one, and it doesn't look like he's missing anything. So that way we were in the caves for probably what do you think we were in there for, 2.5 hours? Yeah, 2.5 hours, and
Great.
yeah, nobody touched anything. What'd you think of the caves, Bob?
Phenomenal.
What'd you think?
Phenomenal.
You were impressed? Would you recommend coming
Highly.
Highly.
It's the best. It really is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, that was really something to see. So we are gonna probably, I think Bob's gonna spring for a hotel for us tonight.
Damn straight. Getting out of this stuff.
He's not into camping in the rain. He's got holes in the bottom of his tent, so his kind of floods out. We're gonna start calling him Noah and his ark.
That's right. As I watch the water roll underneath my cot.
So we're gonna head into the town of Carlsbad, try to get ahead of this weather. We got little spurts here and there of showers, they're calling it. So we got a little bit of a window to make it into town before it starts dumping on us again. So we're gonna get the rain gear on and get the heck out of here. Anyway, it's Carlsbad Caverns. Pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it to be a highlight because I've been to quite a few caves, and I think the grandness of it, it's just so big, is what makes it so impressive. And of course, it's beautiful. I mean, we kind of felt like we were in a cathedral, and
Yeah, it really does.
we were we hit it nice because it's like mid-May and everybody's still in school, so we kind of almost had it to ourselves. I mean, there were other people down there, but there were at least like several times where for a few minutes we didn't hear any other people walking around or talking or anything, so you almost felt like you were down there alone. And it's like a whole nother world down there too.
And it's millions of years old.
Millions.
No, it is. Like 250 million.
You heard it, people. Y'all ready for some rain, Bob?
I'm putting the pants on this run.
Bob learned his lesson in Colorado when he saw me putting on my rain gear, and he figured we were going to avert the storm and didn't. This was, about 2 years ago. And we ended up hitting sleet and snow and rain, and it was cold and it was miserable, and he was shaking like a leaf when we got to the gas station. So I think he finally learned his lesson.
But even this morning on the ride over, boots full.
All right.
Boots off.